All right. So this is a tutorial on how to like take pictures in this game because it's not common knowledge, and there's a lot of experimentation to this as well. But firstly, what you need is a Mortal Kombat 1 on Steam, and Ermaca's MK1 Hook for the camera modification and no HUD mode as well. And yeah, and just to play the game as well, like, because you need to unlock stuff. Like, there's no unlocker as of yet, so most of these unlocks are literally just me playing hours and hours, like grinding this game. And for some reason, I can't use Shang because Shang's not part of the premium edition, so I need to pay an extra £6, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But yeah, this is basically a tutorial on how I take pictures, because there's other ways of taking them. But most of my settings are no, not video, graphics. Yeah, so most of my settings are like 4K resolution, V-Syncs on, 60 frames. Well, the FPS limit doesn't really matter. What does matter is that you turn off upscaling, because you don't want like artifacts when you're taking pictures as well. Like, it doesn't really matter about the frame rate dipping, because you're there to take pictures and not to record gameplay. And most of my settings are like ultra settings, because you want that crisp definition, right? I would recommend turning off motion blur, because you don't want any blurry pictures. And yeah, this is pretty much my settings on how I take them, but there's like other ways of doing it as well. But yeah, most of my settings are like just ultra high definition. But then you also have NIVIDIA ANSEL as well, which gives you more options on graphics. But this slows your rig down a lot, so just be wary of how much graphics you can pull out, because like when I had my AMD RX 480, I maxed out the graphics and I messed up with the resolution, and it actually broke my GPU, so I had to buy a new one. Luckily, I wanted to get a NVIDIA GPU, which I am rocking the 2070 Super this time. Alright, cool. So, on how I do it, because how this game works is that this game switches like texture details and models. So gameplay wise, the only one of the reasons why it has to stay at 60 frames during gameplay is because it has to use like lower texture versions or models of the models, so the game can keep playing at 60 frames. But when it's like intros, outros, or menus and stuff, it has to stay at, well, it has to show the highest definition of the game. And so what you're seeing now is like the game's like extreme details in the menu. And with the MK1 Hook, shoutouts to Ermaca, because he's doing some wonderful work in this game. You can actually turn off the HUD, and you can change the cameras as well. So if you enable free camera, you can actually like move the camera around, which is actually pretty cool. And you get to like see the highest textures of the game as well. And like, holy shit, like you can't do this on console, because console's really restrictive on the photo mode. Like it doesn't like change the boundaries of the game. I mean, it doesn't allow you to like go out of bounds of the game, so you can take some really sick pictures in this game. And right now the game's outputting the highest resolution and the highest model details right now, so it can show off what it can do. But during gameplay, it actually doesn't, to keep a consistent frame rate. So like you can mess around with the camera, and it's actually pretty cool that you can do that on PC. Like the PC port now is pretty decent, and it's recently gone on sale, so I would recommend it if you don't mind the stuttiness and stuff. But it's a great tool to use, especially when you're like making content for this game, and you need like thumbnails and stuff, or if you want to like take pictures and shit, right? So right now I have no HUD on, so I changed my settings to what is it, F5? Yeah, F5. So F5, number 5 is my toggle HUD. But if I want to change cameras, I can always like change the settings in the game. So I can do /, and it toggles the camera, which is actually pretty cool. And you can toggle the HUD as well. So whenever you want, if you want to take the crispiest pictures in the game, that's how you can do that. So for example, right? So this is how the console versions would work. It's just that it would like, wait, press F2, my bad. So F2 stops the game, so like I can stop it mid animation, which is actually pretty cool. But on the console version, right? There's no like out of bounds or anything. The only photo mode, well, quotations photo mode in the game is literally in gears and stuff, or when you customize your character. But when you play the PC port, you can actually turn off the HUD, and then you can mess around with the camera as well. And you can see like really crispy details in this game. Like you can see like out of bounds stuff, which is actually nice, and you can take some really nice pictures as well. So like you can like take a picture like that as well. Bam, that's a picture right there. Bang. Or if you rotate the camera, you can actually take it for like wallpapers and stuff, which is nice. That's a plus. That's what you can't do on console. And oh yes, defaultly depth of field is on all the time, but there's a command, and you have to make a text file on how to like, to turn off the depth of field post processing. So you could turn that off, and then you can make your own with a NIVIDIA ANSEL as well. So you can add details, change the color, change the brightness, like exposure. Like this is really good stuff to learn. And if you like done photography in the past in real life, you can actually apply your skills to this as well, which is nice. So you can change. This is the depth of field, but I do have to warn you that it actually does take a lot of like processing power on your GPU. So just be wary and like don't blow up your GPU or anything, because this is at your own risk, right? So what I do, I tend to like have my fans on at all times and like blowing out hot air like a PS4 Pro, which is it's loud but not loud enough, which is nice. But yeah, so the game's like outputting really high detail models at the moment and textures. But let me show you an example. Oh yeah, so if you want to use the dark skins, so certain characters have like dark versions of their skins, but they're locked away until NetherRealm allows it for each season. So this command right here, right? So this is like the file name of the skin, and what you want to do is you want to change the number to like 3. So 3 is the dark version that we can't use yet until NRS allows us. So what you do is you type in, so for depending on what character, so if you want to use Sub-Zero, you change Scorpion to Sub-Zero, right? And you do skin 3. So 3 is the dark version of that specific character. Some characters have more skins, but it depends on what character you want to use. But like there's loads of like skins that are not available. So if I do that, so this is the command for dark Sub-Zero. So what it has to do, it has to load in the skin with that command. So if I turn off the camera, Scorpion. Oh yeah, and you can change the field of view as well, which is nice. So if you do set field of view, enable free camera mode, you can actually like expand the field of view, and you can see like stuff that works in the background as well.
Serena, Sonya Blade.
Let's do Halloween. Yeah. So like, this is all out of bounds stuff. Like you shouldn't be able to see this at all. So normally this is when the console version is normally like this, right? But PC version, out of bounds. You can see what's happening behind the background, which is cool.
Cage Mansion. Finish him.
So you can do out of bounds stuff, right? Which is cool. So in game or gameplay, when you're controlling your character, right, it degrades the models a bit so the game can play at a consistent frame rate. So that's how it works in this game. And like the models aren't as crisp as the high resolution versions during fatalities, intros and outros and stuff. So there's not as much detail. But it depends on how you do it as well. So you can like change the field of view, zoom in, zoom out, and then you can still have like really crispy details, but not as much as doing a fatality or a intro outro. So if I hit him, it should change the models now. So like the animation preset is actually like more detailed now, so you don't get like animations like this during gameplay, only during like outros, intros, menus and stuff. And then if you turn off the HUD, right, you can have a mess around. See, and the frame rate is dropping as well because it's like trying to like hold that extreme detail in the game. So this is all running at 4K resolution as well, and it's not bad for my GPU, but I shouldn't dwell on it for too long. So like if you zoom in on Sub-Zero, you can see like the details around his mask and like his armor as well. And then you can rotate the camera and like take pictures, like if you're on a mobile phone or something, right? What else? Oh yes, so Ansel, NVIDIA Ansel works really well for capturing and changing the details of the game instead of like manually changing the files and stuff. So if I do game filter, which is basically just adding a filter during gameplay, I can, let's do 3 because 3 is empty. I can change the brightness, so high exposure, low exposure, high contrast, low contrast, highlights, shadows, gamma. But yeah, it changes how the game looks, and then you can keep adding loads of details and presets and changes to how the image works as well. So if I change the temperature, it goes more to blue. Keep going forward, it's red, orange, and then the vibrancy as well. So it looks like black and white, it looks more saturated, colorful. And you can like build upon each part of the presets as well. So more detail, clarity. I normally just turn off HDR toning because I don't really see the benefit of it. But bloom's nice. So I turned off bloom in game, but you can turn it on here in the Ansel settings as well. And you can turn on the sharpness, and you can take a picture. Normally I would print screen and save it to like Photoshop or something, because that actually saves the presets as well when you're doing when you're saving the picture. So normally I don't use the NVIDIA settings to save pictures because it takes away the settings for some reason. You don't get crispy details and presets and stuff as well, which is not bad. But yeah, basically you can like go on Twitter, print screen, tweet it out, and that's how I do it as well. Well, sometimes if I want to rotate the picture, I will go in like Photoshop or Paint, paste it, save it as the highest quality. Then if it's a phone picture, I rotate it. And yeah, that's how I do it. Oh yeah, depth of field as well, because I've turned it off in my settings. Well, in the game's files, but you can like literally just go insane with it. Like if you want depth of field like this, just go nuts with it. And yeah, that's how. This is a rough version, so this is how I normally take pictures and stuff. Oh, but yeah, the GPU slows down a lot, and yeah, that's what you wanna try and well, just be mindful and like your GPU doesn't explode or anything, because you are outputting at the highest detail the game can offer, and you can like zoom in into like and that slows down my GPU as well. But you can like zoom in like this, and you can like take pictures, take screenshots, and this is like Serena as well. Oh, Wait, I'm behind collision. Ooh. Yeah, just take screenshots like this, and that's how I do it as well. Ooh, oh, that's actually pretty nice. Okay, but yeah, that's how I do it. And then because each character, well, gameplay is different. You can capture gameplay pictures, but they won't be as much. They won't be as detailed as the animations that play during intros, outros. And well, I think for an exception is fatal blows don't pause. So when you try to pause the fatal blow or press options with the HUD off, you won't be able to capture or move the camera around. So it is pretty hard. But I can try. I can show you an example as well. Let me turn off the presets as well. So let me do it off. And default camera. But yeah, I'll show you what I mean. Because for some reason the game doesn't register. Well, the mod or hook doesn't pause the animations during fatal blows. So let's do Scorpion and Reptile. Let's do double.
Scorpion, Sonya Blade. The tea house.
So yeah, the mod doesn't really pause the animations during fatal blows for some reason. Oh wait, I'm doing fatalities.
Finish him.
But I can show you an example as well. Like fatalities do the same. Yeah, you can't pause fatalities for some reason as well. So F2 is my stop button. So if I stop, I can I can pause the gameplay. So if I do that, like and turn off camera hook as well. So if I keep mashing F2, it doesn't really pause it. But if you do it during the fatality, some of the physics mess up as well.
Fatality. Scorpion.
And like you can pause the camera as well,
Flawless victory.
which is actually pretty nice. You can actually take some decent screenshots as well. But yeah, this is how I take pictures. And yeah, I think this is the tutorial. Well, part of it, because there's more to it, and there's a lot of stuff that I haven't figured out yet. But it is nice, like to have this ability with the PC port to take pictures of the in-game models during intros, outros, and stuff as well. So now there's no depth of field. I can literally go all the way back and zoom in and take that detail whenever I want, which is cool. But yeah, so this rounds up the tutorial. I'm guessing it's the basics. I wouldn't really call it basics. It's more of an understanding on how the game works and when you take pictures as well. But yeah, just roll camera, snap a screenshot, rotate it in the file, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this helps people with understanding on how it works. And yeah, snap away, take some screenshots. Hey.